Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this Saturday. Before I get started, I just want to point out for those of you watching on YouTube, if you go to my YouTube channel page and if you click on Community, you get my latest website posts that sort of go along with the videos. So you might want to give that a look. There's a link that's attached that goes to the website, and it's free. And what's better than free these days? Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. And we are in a sweet spot today in between two storms. Now, granted, we still have some wind issues, although the winds have come off the highs of what we saw the last couple of days, where we were getting gusts of 30 to 40 miles an hour. But they're still gusty, up to 20 to 25 at times. And it is bone dry. Humidity levels have been ridiculously low. Yesterday, when we had fire risks and red flag warnings, we don't have the red flag warnings up today, but the fire risk is still there. But we have this storm that has been sitting near Nova Scotia, is now starting to drop southeastward, pulling away to the east. To the west, what stands out is this obvious deep low. You can see the rotation on the satellite, how very impressive it is. We had some wicked severe weather move across the plains yesterday, particularly in eastern Kansas, where there were a number of severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. And there's going to be another round of severe weather today, a little bit further to the east. But while this is all going on, and all the energy now focused on that low to the west, we're sitting in between. There's just kind of a little high that's necking down and keeping skies mostly sunny for the rest of the day. And this is about as good as it's going to get overall going forward, because we're going to see weather deteriorate somewhat on Sunday. Depending on your location, it could still very well be a dry day, but we'll get to that in a moment. In the meantime, take a look at the radar as of midday, and the obvious curl here with the circulation and the backside rain that's going on. And ahead of it, you've got this arm that extends from Wisconsin down into Illinois and Indiana, and later on today further south. And this is where the Storm Prediction Center has its risk area. We don't have a moderate risk or an enhanced risk today, but we do have a slight risk from southern Wisconsin through Indiana and Illinois and Indiana, and extending down further south into Arkansas and into a small portion of northeast Texas and northwest Louisiana. Now, for tomorrow, marginal risk shows up in the central Appalachians. We do see in West Texas, eastern New Mexico, southeastern Colorado, southwest Kansas, and in northwest Texas, a small area of enhanced risk. So this is where the risk area is going to be concentrated for Sunday into Monday. And then as we look at Monday into Tuesday, here we go again for Oklahoma and Kansas, southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, down into southern Oklahoma and north central Texas, where we have a slight to enhanced risk of severe weather. And after that, as we move through the week, predictability at the moment from the Storm Prediction Center is too low. As far as rainfall is concerned, now this is going to take us through next Saturday. A lot in the east is going to really depend on how this new block that sets up next week and where these systems coming out of the plains, how they track and how far south they track. Because if the block is in one position, it would bring heavier rain up the coast. If it's in a more westerly position, it would tend to suppress that rain further to the south. But you can see some big amounts in the plains and into the Mississippi Valley of 1.5 to as much as 3+ inches in some places in northeastern Oklahoma, and the 1-inch line at the moment in central PA down through the west side of the Appalachians into northern Georgia. And also we're seeing some rain amounts that are about 1/2 inch to 1 inch from southern New Jersey down into eastern North Carolina, and that carries us through next Saturday morning. So we're just getting the new GFS in, and we want to take a look at the rest of today. Obviously, we've got sunshine, and it's going to be sunny for the rest of the day. The slow-moving storm to the east, the slow-moving storm to the west, and the high in the middle is just a perfect setup for a good-looking day. And then as we move into tomorrow, the plain system is going to swing that arm that I showed you further east. And you see tomorrow morning there's some showers in eastern Ohio, southwest PA. Well, as we move through the day, that low is going to weaken, and the arm is going to weaken. Now, that rain is going to be fighting the high to the east of it, and the high is fighting the old storm that is still got a few isobars there into Nova Scotia. So by tomorrow afternoon, there could be some showers in southeast PA, Delaware, southern New Jersey, and Maryland. But to the north and east of that, it should remain dry. And in fact, that area weakens as we go through the late afternoon and evening. So we don't expect it to lift up northward, but we might see some showers sneak in Sunday night into Monday, as we've got a lingering frontal boundary that's going to be pretty much sitting overhead. Then eventually it does get out of the way by Tuesday. Then we have the next weather system, and there's a bit of an onshore flow that sets up here for Tuesday. And the next low is going to start moving eastward, and we'll probably get some rain out of that Tuesday night into Wednesday. And it looks like that low is going to wind up tracking to the south because of this new block that's forming. Then that goes out, and now we've got a high that's starting to build in with northeast winds on Thursday. Thursday, I think, might wind up being okay. But then as we go into Thursday, late Thursday night and Friday, the next low starts to move east, and this is where it gets tricky for the end of the week. Does it wind up tracking straight east, pushing the rain maybe into southern New England? It's not the most organized system in the world. Or does it get suppressed a little bit further to the south, in which case it'll still be kind of gloom and doom with a lot of clouds and maybe some light rain or drizzle, but no widespread rain, and it's a little bit better. And it looks as if we might see that precip even linger into Saturday if this is the case, but that's not a guarantee. Still kind of got our fingers crossed that we could wind up having a decent Mother's Day. Now let's look at temperatures. Now today we're going low in mid-60s. For Sunday, we're looking at highs. Now notice that it's warmer. If you go north from central New Jersey into New England, we're looking at upper 60s and even a few lower 70s. But go west and south of that into Pennsylvania, and you see low 60s and even a few places barely getting to 60. This is because of the clouds and rain that may move through there, but not lift further up to the north. Now on Monday, just want to point out, Monday, we're going to be in reverse because Monday, the frontal boundary is going to be lying diagonally in a northeast-southwest direction. So if you're north and east of there, Monday in New England, it's going to be and back to New York City and northern New Jersey, it'll be in the upper 50s and lower 60s. To the south of that frontal boundary, we start to get to upper 60s to even middle 70s. So Monday, again, the opposite in terms of the temperature profile. And this is always the case in the springtime where you're dealing with these, but you're either dealing with an onshore flow or you're dealing with some areas on one side of a frontal boundary where it's cool and damp, and on the other side of the frontal boundary, it's warm, and maybe you get a shower or even a thunderstorm that pops up on the warm side. So, and then after that, depending on how much cloud cover we have during next week with these weather systems we're dealing with, except for maybe Thursday, temperatures are really going to be struggling. And particularly if we wind up with that low going to our south and getting into rain on Friday, temperatures could be really struggling for the end of the week. All right, it's a little long on Weather in 5 today, but just wanted to get into detail about what we're dealing with going forward. The Joe and Joe Show will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So have a great weekend.